Now, if you're a true blue ridgy didge dinky Aussie with a love of Aussie humour, there's a possibility you might already have come across Rockhampton's best-known bush poet, Bob Pacey. He has a Facebook page called Australian Bush Poetry with a Passion, and he performs at the drop of a hat. And apparently he can write a poem for any occasion.
That's a bit worrying.
Yes, now, be warned. He does have a wicked sense of humour. Here's one of his brilliant tales, and hopefully we'll be chatting with him soon.
Everyone's heard those famous stories about bulls like Chainsaw and the not-so-famous riders that tried to ride them. But sometimes simple things in life can cause you grief. You see, I brought this ride-on mower. Got it cheap because I paid cash. It had all these dials and switches, iPod headphones on the dash. And me, a typical Aussie male, was checking out the iPod feature when that pimple-faced young salesman told me how to ride this creature. I got it home on my new trailer feeling really bloody smart. Turned the key in the ignition and the bastard wouldn't start. So I grabbed the owner's manual. Instruction item number 1. You must be sitting in the seat or this stinking thing won't run. And here's some other good advice that's now imprinted in my scon. You should not climb aboard the seat with the starter turned to on. I sat down in the padded seat, I went to drink me beer. The motor roared to instant life and I've left the thing in gear. Oh, it stood up on its rear wheels like some startled king brown snake. I almost dropped me stubby as I jammed down on the brake. We wiped out half the chook pen, then careered off down the yard, caught up on a picket fence and tore off after guard. I jammed down on the steering wheel to try to take back some control as we went sideways through the veggies. I screamed, "Look out, I'm going to roll," and oh, I must have flicked the mulching switch when I hit the garden stool, 'cause it sprayed dirt and muck and rubbish out across the bloody pool. I wrapped me legs around the seat, I gripped the steering wheel like glue. We hit the rockery garden wall, back up the drive we flew. Buck and bouncing, screaming like this ride would be my last. It took off like some startled colt, and the damn thing stuck in fast. We went straight through the pergola, hit a table and some stools. It bounced me forward on the gear stick. Ooh, near crushed me family jewels. I let out a scream like Tarzan. Oh, the pain was so intense. Round the clothes hoist, down the driveway, headed for the barbed wire fence. I bailed out just before we hit it, but oh, geez, those little sharp bits hurt. Then my shirt got on the catcher and it dragged me through the dirt for one fleeting nanosecond. The fence stopped it in its tracks, and I heard the wire go twang, and I felt the post go whack. Oh, I had pieces missing off me hide, bruises from the water tank. We hit the storage dam at full speed, and the bastard stopped, then sank. Well, that was it. All over. I lay there bleeding in the mud. Now, I couldn't check for injuries because I couldn't see for blood. Now, there's stories on the circuit about how Chainsaw was the best, but I reckon my new ride-on mower put our best riders to the test. Oh, there's those that talk of scary rides that would frighten any drover. Mate, I reckon they'd seem pretty tame since the day I rode me Rover.
It's so funny. Look, I kept chortling all through this. It's just as well we didn't have the microphone on.
Can you imagine having a drink doing that? You'd be spilling your drinks everywhere.
Absolutely. Bob Pacey, bush poet extraordinaire. We're only Facebook friends at the moment, but my goodness, I do want to get to meet this gentleman. And at the very least, we'll do a Zoom or a chat so that we can bring some more of his humour to all of our listeners, because I just think that that's perfect.
Absolutely. And look, we'll put a couple of links up on our both our website and our Facebook page to his Facebook page, so you can get an idea of what he does. And he does perform live. He gets bookings for performances and clubs and all sorts of stuff. So all that information will be there for you.
And he's a funny bugger.
He certainly is. Now, we did the Funny Bugger Awards, the AFBAs, Australian Funny Bugger Awards. We didn't have quite as many entries as we thought because people were shy. We had a lot of people look at it and go, oh, yeah. Bob put his entry in. It had the most likes, which is what we were after. We've sent him the $50 gift voucher, so I hope he buys something useful for whoever it is, whether
or
it's
a new ride-on, or at least something for it.
Yes,
instruction manual.
And so I just thought we'd tell you that was there. So we'll see how we go doing the Australian Funny Bugger Awards in time to come.